You know that feeling, right? When you're sitting at the camera, lights are all on, and you're ready to go. But your brain, that bad boy, she's screaming, absolutely not. Hell no. You know those times when the thought of being sexy for the camera feels about as possible as running a marathon in flip-flops on a gravel road with mud-filled potholes? Yeah, that one. Look, if you've ever hit that wall, this video, this is going directly to you. Let's get really real together, yeah? Some days when we wake up, our brain just goes, hell no. Zero. But that spicy content, that still needs to get done. You know those days, right? I mean, the ones where everything feels heavy, uninspired, or just downright not sexy. Like you cannot be sexy, right? But if you are a long-term adult content creator like me, you know that not every shoot day is going to be glamorous or, even overtly fun. And unfortunately for all of us, that algorithm, your income and the momentum that you have, it doesn't hit pause with you just because your brain needs that pause. Hey y'all, Allie here with Creators Spicy Tea, and today we're going to dive in deep into something really unfiltered together, and something that isn't always talked about in the world of adult content creation, and that's how to shoot content when you are absolutely not in the mood. Not just like low energy. I'm talking mentally, emotionally, chemically out of alignment for being sexy, right? This is for my neurospicy creator fam. This is for the burnt out babes and boys. And this is for anyone who has ever sat there staring at their camera thinking, no, not today. But they have to anyway. We're going to go over the real strategies that I've built through sheer necessity. Because y'all, let's get real. If I didn't, the content wouldn't get done. I am bipolar 1, and most of the time, thankfully, I have spicy energy that I can pull from and create adult content with ease, without a second thought, right? There are other times, however, that my brain just says, bitch, I will yeet you off of this world if you do this today. But, like I said earlier, the world doesn't pause for me. It doesn't pause when our brains do. So I thought we could sit down and walk through my actual step-by-step system for getting through those hard creative days without burning out or breaking down. As I said earlier, I'm bipolar. And so what that means is I cycle between periods of mania, stability, and depressive lows. Those depressive lows, during those, sexual energy doesn't just fade. Y'all, it doesn't just slow down. Nah, that shit's gone. It evaporates. I cannot fake chemistry when there is none in me to pull from. So let's go through what I do. The main thing, my main tip is going to be don't be sexual. Just don't be. Remove sexuality from the equation completely, right? What I do is I focus only on the mechanics, on technical quality. I become hyper obsessed with everything. I'm talking like lighting, framing, posing, angles, right? I treat it like engineering. It's not a performance. It's something to build, right? That tiny mental pivot for me is fucking everything. It's not, oh, I'm seducing someone right now. Instead, no, I'm executing a photo shoot checklist. I'm moving through the beats. I am not moving through my feelings, right? So here's how that kind of starts. First, I collect pose references for photos or even like references for clips and videos. I do not trust my brain to be creative during these lows. Normally, I can just get in front of the camera and let my body move and trust it. Not in these times. So to find the poses, I go to Reddit. I filter by top posts in my relevant subs, and I save the links or the content for things that for me would be doable. Not aspirational, not perfect, doable. And I do the same on other platforms as well. I'll dig into Pinterest, like search self boudoir, or Google as well. Whatever platform I'm going to be posting the content on, I'll sort through it. And I'll see like what's performing well posted by creators similar in body style, niche, and brand as me. All right, let's talk. Rule of thumb is to never replicate, but always let it be inspiration. Take someone's content idea and make it your own in some way. Here's the fucking deal, right? On days like this, if all you can do is replication, fine, do it. If that's what you can do that day, do it. If your brain cannot find a way to make something more your own and you must get content scheduled or get it out there, give yourself some grace. And just know that in that photo, you being in the photo, it being your body and your image in it, that is enough of making it your own at that point. So, and when I'm finding poses, normally I'll ask myself, like, can I pull this off? Can I look amazing? No, fuck that. Instead, I just ask myself, can I physically replicate this? Period. If you're watching this right now and you're in a really good mental space, do yourself a solid favor, okay? Go start a folder, a reference folder right now. I'm talking screenshots, save links. I don't care, because when you're in the next low, you don't want to waste your energy searching for poses and concepts. Have them ready. This way you'll have a ready-to-use toolkit just built by your past self, right? That was a tip. That's not even something I do, y'all. That was a tip that came from a badass creator in the creator resource chats on Discord, and it was just too good to not share. Okay, so now that I have my concepts of what I want to create, let's talk my prep routine, right? So my prep routine alone can help shift me out of just straight executive dysfunction, because y'all, I'm rocking that ADHD too, and it can pull me out of that executive dysfunction and push me into actual productivity. So the first thing I do, I gather everything I need. I'm talking outfit, props, makeup, lighting, and let me be super clear. I'm not changing my outfit or anything until everything else is taken care of, for a couple reasons. Spills, damage, or y'all, more dog hair than usual, because I know we all love the queen of the universe, Miss Ducky, my pup, but goddamn, does she shed, all right? Then I'm prepping that space once I have it all together. I get my lights set up. I get every single thing lined up and planned out and set up, right? Okay. When that's done, I sit in front of my lights for a few minutes. Now, I know that sounds really weird, but do you see these? I got these big ass baby blue eyeballs, and y'all, they do not take bright lights very well. I mean, without crying. So this does a couple things for me. So the first, it helps me adjust my eyes to the brightness, right? Pretty basic. But on top of that, while I'm sitting here, I'm going to look through my script. I'm going to look through those poses, those clips, whatever I'm going to be trying to recreate. While I'm sitting here adjusting my eyeballs, I'm trying to also adjust my mindset as well to focus in on the content or the image that is about to be created. So the next thing, when these things are more kosher, camera checks, right? Look at my shadows. I make sure I'm framed properly, and then I will take one single test shot or one single test clip of a few seconds. That is it though. That is my only test. That one photo, if it looks okay, that's my green light. Because once I start shooting, I refuse to stop and check every frame or every couple frames. Because if I do, I'm spiraling. I'm overthinking. I'm quitting. So I have learned to trust that one test shot, and then I get my ass in action. When I'm in front of the camera doing the shoot itself, it's not just creativity at that point, it's choreography. I reference my pose list and I go shot by shot by shot. I do not try and be overly expressive, right? I'm not trying to be overly sexy, right? Instead, I am focused in on the technicality of my movement and the shot itself. So rather than sitting there thinking, does this look hot? Is this going to look good? Right? No, I can't do that. Instead, I'm focusing in my head on a checklist of tips that I have in my brain that can help me perfect my content. And I just wanted to share some of that checklist I go through in my mind just to see if maybe it will help you too. So number 1, do I have all the supplies I need? Or is the outfit I'm rocking totally correct? And does it look relatively put together now that it's on my body? Then check that background. Is there clutter? There's usually clutter, but is there clutter? And then how's my framing? Am I in the middle of the screen, or am I at minimum using rule of thirds? Am I in focus and highlighted as the subject of the shot? And then specifically if it's photos, I'm asking myself, are any of my limbs being cut off at any joints, such as let's say the frame cuts off at my knees. If they are, change framing, because cutting yourself off at your joints shortens your look overall, and making sure it's cut a little below or a little above helps keep you looking more elongated, even if you're only partially in the frame. Then I'm checking lighting. Am I too bright? Am I overexposed? Do I need more lights to balance the background at all, right? Then we just go straight America's Next Top Model, y'all. Am I facing the light? Is my face pointed to the light? Is my body angled correctly? Should I twist any direction? Is that neck long? Then if I have a prop, I'm asking myself, am I utilizing this correctly? Does it make sense within the scene? And is it adding any value whatsoever? How are the shadows falling on me? Are they too harsh? If so, we stop. We change that lighting. Then the big one. Where am I holding my tension right now that's visible? For me, jaw, eyebrows, always. I work as hard as I can to relax that the second I notice it. Then it's how's the camera angle? Is the world getting this up close shot of my brain directly through that nose? Do I need to tilt my head to fix that? And then a really big check that helps me is, what's the focus of this content? What is the purpose of this image, right? Then, how do I highlight that focus? I use that specific check in place of, is this going to be sexy or hot or beautiful or whatever? Because, like I said, in those times, that beautiful, sexy, hot picture, it don't exist to me. So instead, what I can focus on in that time is making sure what I want to be highlighted as the focus of the image is being highlighted as the focus of the image. And y'all listen, right? On these days, on days like this, I'm a perfectionist overall. These days, I can't expect perfection. My rule is super simple. Take 3 frames per pose for photos, or 2 takes of a clip or a video. That's literally it, right? I try and vary my hands, my face, something small in each one. The goal is variety and quantity at that point, not genius and perfection. I can't afford in those moments to self-criticize. So instead of that, I have to focus on moving through it all methodically, technically, and with grace for myself. Let's get into post-production, okay? This is where a lot of people fall apart. Hi, I'm a lot of people. When we're low, editing can genuinely feel like walking into a landmine. For myself, I'll be super vulnerable and honest. I've opened a photo before and thought, bullshit, that's not my face. That's what I look like? Girl, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? And I know I'm not alone in that, right? I hope, right? So here's kind of the rule I follow. I have to detach myself emotionally from the subject. I'm not looking at myself. I'm looking at the image as a whole and just wondering, does it meet my visual standards? Is it on my brand? Is it usable? Bam, that's it, right? When I edit in Lightroom. So my process is pretty streamlined for days like this. I always start with retouching. I knock that out first, get that out of the way. I have retouching presets set up for everything, right? So once that is knocked out, I no longer need to focus on, my body, my face, how I look, but rather the image as a whole itself. Once that's done, it's color and light, right? We're not doing fancy shit. No, I don't have the energy for that in this time. No dramatic style shifts, no nothing like that. Just clean, efficient edits that match my usual content standards. I lost that word for a minute. On days like these, when my brain is just screaming, fuck no, I will not do this. I cannot be sexual, but demand is saying, you ain't got that choice, girl. It can be so hard to pull my shit together and crank this out, but completely removing any sexual concept while shooting and editing and focusing instead on only the mechanics and technicality of it, y'all, it's a literal lifesaver or business saver. It helps me every time. Alrighty. If you're still with me, I just want to say something really directly to you. These kind of days are brutal. The days where your body shows up, but your brain is gone. The days when all you want to do is crawl back under the covers. It sucks. It's awful. Here's the thing. You're not alone. You're not alone in experiencing these, not even remotely close. But if you're able to implement some form of strategy, some method of removing yourself from the sexuality and the sexual expectation and implication, honey, it'll help. I mean, it helped me, so maybe it'll help you. To be honest, this business doesn't get easier, and it does not slow down for us. We get fucking stronger. And building these rituals and these routines, they're what make us stronger. They're how we protect our peace while still crushing our goals and getting that bag. Honey, if you're in a low right now, I just need you to know you're not being lazy. You're not being flaky. And you are not being weak. Okay? Right now, you're navigating one of the hardest emotional landscapes of any creative field, right? That it's hard on days like this, but finding these methods, you're doing it with intention. So bookmark this video if you want. Rewatch it when you need to. Share it with a creator friend who struggles with those days. And if you want more resources like this on mental health, productivity, shooting strategy, and all that for adult content creators, pop over to creatorsspicytea.co. And if you want to read more specifically on this topic, go check out the Creators Spicy Tea Patreon. There is a juicy as hell, very long, written out and detailed post going over this topic in depth. Y'all, here's the thing. We all deserve and need support systems, and not just that, but support systems that get it. And they're out there, y'all. There are people who fully understand what you're experiencing, who've lived it, and who want to help you get through it. You got this. I see you. I see these struggles, and I see you fight them. You should be proud of yourself. And if you can't be proud of yourself right now, instead take this. I'm proud of you. All right. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. I really, really hope that this could help someone out there. If you did, let me know in those comments, yeah? Alrighty. I hope you are all safe. I hope you are all sane. And I hope you're flourishing.